Now today I will be discussing one more important thing that is called record sampler. Up till now, what I was doing when I was creating a thread group and then I was adding the HTTP request sampler. So I was adding the URL on my own. I was adding the path on my own, and whether it is a get type of a request or a post type of a request, I have to select it. And I was adding some uh, variable in the parameter. Like here you see, yeah, you get the body data, file to upload, parameter. So if I'm sending the get type of the request, then we have to add some parameters with it. So all these things we were doing the manually. But now there is one more concept, that is you start the recording controller, and then when you visit the web page, everything whatever I am performing some actions over there, all the things will get recorded, not in the video format, but the links we are visiting, the parameter values I am sending, all those things are recorded, which we can arrange later on. So for example, yes, for example, now I have this test plan and I want to add the recording controller into it. So there are two ways of adding the recording controller. One is through this icon. So there is one template icon over here. So you can click on this template icon, and from here this template you can select the recording here. Okay, and click on it and create, and give the host name. For example, I'm visiting this Rediff page, so my host name is rediffmail.com. So you can add the rediffmail.com, but we do not have to add the HTTPS. So use this HTTPS, okay, and create. Okay, so what it will do, it will create this HTTP test script recorder, this one. And in this HTTP test script recorder, we have to add the proxy server that I will just show you, and then you can start, and after starting, whatever you want to record can be recorded in this thread group. So in this thread group, it has created recording controller on its own, this one. Okay, so if you want to add all the recording inside the recording controller, then what you have to do, you have to select this target controller here, and in target controller you can choose the recording controller or thread group where you want to record, or thread group recording controller. So I want to record here, thread group recording controller. So you can select thread group recording controller, or you want to record in this here. So you can select this one also, test plan HTTPS test script recorder here also. So for example, I select this one. Okay, and now grouping. Grouping means different type of the request you want to group. So if you want to do not group the samplers, okay, or add separators between the group, put each group in a new controller. Okay, controller we have already discussed, like recording controller is there, or a transaction controller is there, your random controller is there, and in the logical controller there are many controllers. Okay, I'll just select do not group, and it will not group. Capture the HTTP headers, add assertion if I want to add the assertion, and add regex matching. So we have selected these things so that it will record all these things. Okay, I'm just making another recording controller also. For example, again I'll click on new, and I do not want to save it. No, one way is this, by this. Okay, another way is that what you do, you create a thread group, and then create a HTTP request sampler, but I want to record it, so I will add uh, recording. Just a second, where it is. uh, in the thread group, right click, add sampler. We have to go to the logic controller, sorry, and in the logic controller we have to record recording controller here. If I now I want to record all the things over here, so what I have to do, again go to the thread group, right click, add add or go to test plan, because it is little bit confusing where you will find here, not here in the thread group, you will have to go to test plan, add, and here you will get non test element here, and you can select https test script recorder, like this. Same thing you are getting, but it is little bit confusing where to click and what to do, and again you have to create the user variables etc over here, all the things on yourself. So it is, so you are getting the same window. Okay, so it is better that instead of going by this, that create a thread group, then add the recording controller, then add the test script recorder, we can just do it in a simple way. File new, uh, and just click on this icon, and from this drop down select recording, and create and add the host name which you want to, on which you want to perform the action. Okay, for example, I just give the host name as Wikipedia. For example, I want to go to the Wikipedia, any name. This is my host. Okay, remove the HTTPS and create. Okay, so it will create everything on its own. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to enable the proxy on my browser. So if it is a Chrome browser, then on the Chrome browser, open the settings, open the settings and search the settings for the proxy. And when you search the proxy, you will get this open your computer's proxy settings. Okay, and automatically detect the settings, so you have to make it off. Okay, you have to, instead of on, it should be off. And manual proxy setup, click on setup, and here you have to enable, you have to make it on. So this proxy setting will be on, and automatically detect will be off. and it will use the port 8888 and save it. Okay, I'm not doing it on a Chrome server because on Chrome server we are having this uh, meeting going on. Okay, so otherwise this meeting will be stopped. Okay, so what I'm doing the same thing on a Firefox. Any browser you can use. On the Firefox also you can do the same thing. Go to the settings, search for proxy, then configure the proxy. Same thing, auto detect should be off and manual should be on. I'll just click on this manual and OK. So it automatically takes the port 8888, this one, and OK. So now my proxy is enabled on Firefox. So here if you see, the port number is 8888 here. Okay, and now uh, target controller, again I will select the recording controller. Here there is a recording controller, so from here I will select the thread group recording controller. Okay, and add the assertion, and this is also checked. And now when I start it, so what it will do, it will create a certificate. It has created a CA certificate, okay, which should be added to your browser. Okay, so now I am just stopping it again. So if you go to your uh, Apache JMeter bin, so here this certificate is generated, this root certificate, CA certificate is generated. You can check the date 21/4/2026. This is the certificate which it has generated. Now I have to add this certificate onto the Chrome or Firefox browser. So again open this Firefox, go to this settings again, and in the find the certificate. Certificate, and then you will get this manage certificate. Click on manage certificate. Okay, and click on this import. Okay, import, and you can import it from this Apache bin. Select open, because it is already installed, it is saying it is already installed, and then it is installed, and then OK. So this certificate has to be added. Now when you start, you will get this. Here you can give the transaction name, for example home. Okay, and you can give the create a new transaction after how many seconds. So I say 2000 milliseconds. Okay, and after that what you have to do, you have to open the browser and write the URL which you want to call. Like this. So now you are working on this page, so it will automatically add that it is a home page. Now I want to search something, so now I will change this transaction name to search. Okay, and then I will search, say, history of Delhi. Okay, and then I have to select the language. Then I will give the name, transaction name as select language, and from here I am selecting the language, say English, and then I am clicking on the search button. Search button. Click on the search button. Okay. And now I want to stop it. So I'll just stop it. Okay. So whatever I have done over here, if you look at this recording controller, all the things are recorded. Home, search, select language, search button. Okay. But what will happen? It records many things. Many things. Because in the background, many services, many APIs, many things are called. Okay. So you have to check what exactly you require. So again, I am selecting the first one and checking the server IP address. It is not required. I do not want it. Go to the next one. It is not required. In that way, you can just keep on going, and check what is required. Okay, because it records many things which we do not require. So we have to just scroll down on every request and check which I want. Now this was the request I was looking forward to, this one. So I can, what I can do, I this was the request. So I can just control C or control X. Okay, Con not this one, no, sorry, this one. This request I want, so I can just cut it from here. And as we have discussed before, in the thread group, now I can make a add logic controller, and in logic controller I can add a simple controller. Okay, and in the simple controller, this is my simple controller, I can add this one, control V. So I have added it in a simple controller. So you can check over here if I this one. So I have added this also this. And if you want to rename, you can remove the name or can give any other name. This one. So this is recorded. Now I can delete this because it does not have anything. Now again I will go to the search and search. Now this is push service mozilla.com. Again I think this is not required, so I can delete it. Again go to the next search, and again wikipedia.org. Okay, this is the server name, and this is the get type of the request it is taking. And in get type of the request, if you see here, this is correct. These are the parameters I am sending. Okay, I think this one is required. So you can check that this is a proper server name, this is the path, and these are I think this is required. So we'll just again cut it. and add in a simple controller like this. Again, I will go to the search. Second one. I think second one is duplicate. Same thing is there. Okay. Same thing is there. So you can validate that this one, query, JSON, callback, everything is same, and this one is also same. It is same. Again, get. This one is same. This one is same. Everything is same. So it has. Okay. So if you see, little bit of things are changing. Again, if you see here, what is the difference? Here it is his. In this it is HIS. Here it is HISTOR. Okay. So I am just now going to check. Now here histo. History of. You see now here it is coming history of. I think this one is correct. History of Delhi. This one is full. History of Delhi. This one is required. So you have to check in that way. So I think this one is required. So I will just again cut it and add it to my simple controller. And I will remove this because it is incomplete. It is HIS only. So I'll delete this one. And also now search is complete. Okay. So now I have this home, and after home there is a search. And then next one is select language. So let us see select language. So if you see, what, do not worry about this red and green is coming. So the URL is, you have to check this URL. This is Mozilla incoming mozilla.org. So we do not require this in mozilla.org. This one is also incoming mozilla.org. I do not require this thing. So just keep on going. This one is correct, but I think we have already added this thing. Query, JSON, display, thumbnail, history of Delhi. We have already added this thing. Okay. So in that way, you can just keep on moving. So I think it is not required again. I will go to again to the next one. Right, I think this is also not required, but I'm not deleting it. If it is if required, then I can take it later on. Then button. This one is correct. Now what I want to do here. Now here you see language is there. This one. Language EN. So parameter value it is sending. Language EN. And search history of Delhi. So I think this one is correct. So I will just again cut it and add it to the simple control. Okay. So now I think this is not required. So I will delete it. This is also not required because URL is something else, Mozilla. So I will again delete it. Okay. And then search button I've already cut and pasted. Then this one is left, search button. So I think because if in a search we have got multiple things, we have got images, we have got certain links, etc., pages, etc. So everything here is looking good.
Okay.
So I will try to add all of these things together. I'm just checking it. So basically, from the record, so first of all, you have visited the page and you have recorded the session, and then you can, according to your requirement, you can filter out what things are required, what things are not required, and accordingly you can manage them. So I think all these things are required. So I will keep it as it is. Okay. So now in the search button, this is a simple controller. So I'll create one more simple controller. This is the first controller I have created. So I'll just create one more in the thread group. So we have discussed that we can uh, group the samplers through the logic controller. So in the logic controller, I can add the random order controller, random controller, all these things we have discussed, or thought output controller, module controller, all these things we have discussed. So you can choose any one of them as per your choice. I'm creating one more simple controller, say 2. And because everything is required here, whatever things are there, I need them. So I'll take all of them, Control X and Control V. So if you now recording controller is not required. Okay, everything I have, whatever I've recorded, I have added to my 2 simple controller, simple controller 2. So I can now delete the recording controller. Okay, and here in the if you see in the user defined variable, it has already taken the host name on its own. User defined variables, HTTP request, these variables it has already taken on its own. View listener has been added. Okay, now if you I have two, simple controller 1 and simple controller 2, in which I have added the results of the recording. Okay. Now you can increase the number of users as per your choice. For example, 2 people are visiting Wikipedia and they are visiting the page one time, same thing. And you can add the listener, aggregate report listener also to check. Tree listener, same thing. And like we have done, if you want to extract some value, so you can use the regression expression extractor. So you can add the pre-processor or post-processor as we have discussed. So it means everything is same. But previously I was adding the requests on my own. But here it is automatically added because these parameters is very difficult for us to write manually, which it has which the recording controller has automatically taken, because we do not know what family or in a search or language, what these parameters we have to send. And you can check over here, it automatically takes the get get. Here also it is taking the get, because we are fetching some information, so it is not using post, and it is sending the parameter values with it. So in that way you can simply record it. And now I can run it. Do you want to save? So I'll save it. So I'll save it by the recording controller. Recording controller, and I will save it in my desktop. And if you see over here, it is running. We have already started. And then you can check that all the pages it has visited, search page, search button, everything. And you can check out over here, first search, home, then search button. So everything has been executed, and you can check from here. For example, search button, what was the request? This was the request, that is history of Delhi. This was the URL it was calling, history of Delhi request. And in the response data, response body, response header, from the response body, like you see, I can extract some JSON value. So I can use this regression expression tester for that. Or if you want to check the HTML page, click the HTML. So this is the HTML page it has retrieved, and you can add the assertion, etc. So in that way, you can look at the response data like this, search button.